Welcome to the Granny Square series. This week we'll be making this little square. It's really cute and it's perfect if you're making the sample book. It will work well as one of the little squares on the cover. It's very similar to this square, you can see. So let's get started. Using acrylic yarn and a 4mm hook, we'll start with a double magic circle. Chain 1. So for round 1 we will be making 6 2-stitch clusters using US doubles, UK trebles, with a chain 2 space between each stitch. So I'm going to make another chain, so we start with a chain 2 and then I'll make my first cluster. So that's 2 stitches together, US doubles, UK trebles. Yeah, and then chain 2, and we're going to do that 5 more times. Yeah, so we're going to make a 2-stitch cluster, and then chain 2. So if you're making along, you can press pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. So I've just made stitch number 6, cluster number 6. I'm going to chain 2 and then we're going to tighten the circle. So we're going to pull on the tail end, see which loop tightens first and then pull that loop. Pull your circle tight and then pull the tail. Yeah, you can weave that in at the end. So we're then going to slip stitch into the first cluster to join, and then slip stitch across into the chain 2 space, and there's the end of round 1. 6 clusters with 6 chain 2 spaces. Round 2 we're going to chain 2, and for this round we're going to make, in each chain 2 space we're going to make 2 cluster stitches, but we'll be using 3-stitch clusters this time, again with US doubles, UK trebles, and there'll be chain 1 spaces between each stitch. So we'll make the first 3-stitch cluster, yeah, and then chain 1, and then in that space we're going to make another 3-stitch cluster, oops, and then chain 1, and we'll hop across and repeat into the next chain space and then all the way around till we get back to the beginning. So if you're making along, you can press pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. So after you've made your 12 stitches, just check that you've got 12 stitches. Yeah, 12 clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then chain 1, and we'll finish the round by slip stitching, oops, into the front of the first stitch, and then slip stitch across into the chain space. And there's the end of round 2. 12 3-stitch clusters with 12 chain 1 spaces. So for round 3 we're going to be making 3 US singles, UK doubles in each chain 1 space. So in that first space we're going to chain 1, and we're just going to make the last stitch of this chain space, and then we're going to hop across to the next chain space, make 3 stitches, US singles, UK doubles, yeah, and then hop across to the next chain space, and again 3 stitches. So we're going to go all the way around like so. If you're making along, you can press pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. So So when you get to the end, remember we still need to make 2 stitches into that first chain space. So we're going to go ahead and make those 2 stitches. And then we're going to slip stitch to join. Now I'm going to go straight across and we're going to go in between the 2 stitches from either side of the cluster, yeah. And that finishes round 3. So for round 4, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to slip stitch in between. So we're going to skip the 3 stitches and we're going to slip stitch in between again so that we're above the cluster. Oops. And we're just going to do that all the way around, chain 3 and then slip stitch above the cluster. Yeah. And as always, if you're making along, you can press pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round, we're just going to slip stitch to join. It'll be the same place that we started, and then we're going to slip stitch into that chain 3 space. Yeah, so that's how it will look at the end of round, is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So now to finish off, to make this circle into a square, we're going to be working into these chain 3 spaces. And we're going to start our repeat with a chain 1 and then make a US single, UK double, and then we'll make 2 half stitches. So that's a half US double, half UK treble. So that's 3 stitches into the chain 3 space. We're going to hop across to the next chain 3 space. We're going to make our corner. There'll be 6 stitches in total. So we're going to make, we're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles. We're then going to make a US treble, UK double treble. Chain 2. Make another US treble, UK double treble. And still in the same space, we're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles. So that's our corner made. We're then going to hop across and we're going to make 2 half stitches. So that's half US doubles, half UK trebles. And then 1 US single, UK double. And that's our repeat. So we're going to go round starting the same as we did over here 3 more times. Yeah. So as always, you can press pause if you're making along, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round, you should finish with a US single, UK double, and then we're just going to slip stitch across to join the round. And there we go. Isn't that cute? There it is in pink, and then there it is in the, this is the Moonstone from the Stonewash range. I'll see you in the next episode.